Hello.
Hello, hello.
Welcome back
Yes.
to
Life with Keyne
and Malcolm. All right.
Hey, it's good to be back with you. We have some great and exciting news for you.
Yes. For you, about you. No, it's about us.
It's about us.
Oh, so exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can wait.
We're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait till the end of this podcast.
Oh
to
my
hear
gosh,
the
guys.
exciting
It's
news.
so exciting.
Yes, it is.
I don't know if I can wait till the end.
They're going to have to, and so are you.
I'm going to try.
All right, so here we are.
Here we are.
Episode 4.
Episode 4.
Talk to us about a little bit from last week and what we're going to talk about today, baby.
Yeah. So we left off talking about emotional discussions.
Mm-hmm.
And well, first, what are emotional discussions, babe?
So emotional discussions are what we like to call them because we don't want to say arguments, fighting, at war.
Yeah, the things that have negative connotations.
That's
so
right.
This makes it sound more sweet and
we recognize it's our emotions.
yes.
And we understand that our emotions will be involved, but we don't want our emotions to dictate what we do or don't do.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. And some of us have more emotions than others.
Yes, you do.
Isn't that right? Whoa, wait, huh? I was actually talking about you.
Yeah. I beat you to it. I beat you to the punch.
Your theme song. I get so emotional. Come on,
That's
baby.
your-
You said what you were saying. Every time.
That's your theme song.
Come on, join me in
No,
song,
I will
babe.
not have an emotional discussion with you right now.
But seriously, I think, when you say argument or, fighting, it's just, it sounds like there's no resolution. It
Right.
just sounds so harsh. And an emotional discussion means we're still communicating, we're having a discussion, but like you said, emotions can sometimes get involved.
Right.
And sometimes if those emotions get kind of high, it might not be so nice.
Yeah,
and palatable.
And the truth of the matter, there are times we had emotional discussions and they weren't so nice.
And they weren't so nice.
Yeah.
They weren't so nice.
What did you? But God gave you something for us. That was
Yes.
so powerful.
Yes.
Break it down.
So what I heard was pause and pray.
And I'm thinking, pause and pray. I have some things I need to say right now. I don't have time to pause and pray because I'm feeling what I'm feeling and I need to get it on out.
And that's why he had to pause
Yes.
and pray. And seriously, when you do that, you actually take a step back
Yes.
and you think about what
Yes.
you're going to say. And then you also think about, do I really need to say it?
Yeah.
And not only do I need to say it, but maybe how should I say it?
Yeah.
And what's my why
Yeah.
to saying it?
Yeah.
Why do I need to say it? Why do I feel like it needs to be said? And prayer, of course, comes in because you can say, Lord, is this what you would have me to say? God, is this what you would have me to say? And how is that going to affect this person that I'm in a relationship with? And again, we're not just talking romantic relationships. This could be with your boss, with your child, parents and children argue, right? We say arguments, but now we're going to say they have emotional discussions. And even when I think about parents and children, if a child sees their mom or dad pause and pray, and then when they come back to them, that's also leading by example.
Yes, it is.
So now when that child's at school, let's say, they're going to remember that when they're in an emotional discussion with one of their classmates. And they're going to remember, you know what? Let me take a step back. Let me pray to God. And sometimes you may say, you know what? I don't even need to say what I thought I had to get out, what I thought I just had to say.
Yeah. And I think it's so important to go to the child and say, you know what? I said that wrong. I could
And
have,
you do that, babe. You do
I
that.
could have done that differently. I could have said that differently. And one of the most powerful sayings that I learned from Bishop Carswell, that we learned from Bishop Carswell, is to think twice before you speak once, and you'll speak twice better for it. And so that's pause and praise. That pause and pray helps you to do that, helps you to really
Absolutely.
think twice. And so it's so important to really recognize who you are talking to. For me, I had to recognize I know this woman. I know she absolutely loves me. She cares about me. She is there for me. She wants the best for me. And so the thoughts that I'm having right now, it's contrary to what I know.
Yes.
And this and you even said to me, well, you are looking at this one thing. What about everything that I've done? I was like, oh, you know what? I feel the same way. I can say the same thing. You looking at this one thing, but what
Yes.
about all this stuff I did today?
Yes.
And I
Yes.
didn't do A, but I did B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O,
Oh
P,
my
Q, R,
gosh.
S, T, U, V.
Okay.
Yeah, that all
Okay.
that.
Okay.
But it helps us. It helps to bring us back. Like, you know what? Hold up. That was one thing.
Yes.
And that one thing
Yes.
really wasn't a major thing. We just made that minor thing a major thing. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that was a good point that you did. And that was one of the other things that we started doing as well. So, yes, your spouse, your whoever, loved one, your child may, not do the dishes or pick up after themselves. And you will focus on the one thing they didn't do. So,
Right.
what we started doing was we actually start off the conversation, even though in our minds we're going to say, why didn't you wash the dishes? But prior to saying that, we'll say at least one thing that they did well that day, or
Yeah.
one thing that they did that we were proud of,
Yeah.
or that we were pleased with. And so you start off with a positive.
Yeah, and you know what is? I don't know how we got on this about talking about the kids and how they got involved here, but this is so good because what you and I have learned to do is discuss what we're going to say to our children before we do.
Yes.
For instance, today,
Yes.
I
Yes.
was like, you know what? I'm going to say this, and that, and you were like, I don't know if they're going to receive that well.
Yes.
I don't know if they're going to really hear you. And then, I started having an emotional discussion with you because I'm thinking, no. But you were like, no. And then I had to take a minute,
Pause and pray.
pause and pray. And I was like, baby, you are right. I hear you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was sweet.
Yeah.
That was sweet. And so that brings me into, what do you do after you pause and pray? You communicate.
Yes.
So pause and pray doesn't mean pause, pray, walk away, never come back.
Yeah.
Don't talk anymore.
Hasta la vista,
Right?
baby.
Because the key to relationship is communication. And so you have to come back and communicate with each other. So you pause, you pray. That allows you the time to get your thoughts together
Yeah.
and think about, do I really need to say this? Or how is this going to affect the person? You can't take your words back once they're out there. I mean, my baby does this thing where he tries to rewind, like, right. Yeah, that doesn't work. Doesn't work. Already gone through my ear canal into my mammillary body's hippocampus, whole limbic system.
Wow. She
That's
just
that's
went
the
there.
memory there. Yeah.
She just went there.
I am a
Dr.
neurosurgeon. They
Keyne.
know this.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
but communication's key.
Yes, it is.
And you have to come back and communicate and talk. And now there's no emotions involved,
Yeah.
but there's communication,
I love that.
and it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Now let's talk about listening, active listening. Let's talk about that.
Yes, yes. So, part of communication is talking and listening. And one of the things that I thought of is when you truly listen, because we say, "Oh yeah, I was listening, I heard you." But for me to think about, okay, you're really listening if the person says, I'm going to give you a pop quiz afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Will you be able to get 100%? Why are
Yeah.
you looking at me like, guys, he's really looking at me with his wide eyes.
Listen,
like, I don't listen.
Listen, I'm looking at her wide-eyed because just what I think about a week ago, I was talking to my baby, and I was saying some things to you, and after I closed my mouth, you was like, "Oh, this is happening! Yay!" I was like, "Hold up, I don't feel heard here because I just spilled my guts out to you." And then you said, "Oh, they're coming. Yay." So that let me know you're reading while I'm talking.
Okay. That may
Now we were
have
on the
happened.
phone at this particular time.
That may or may not have happened.
May or may not have happened, baby. This is a podcast of realness and being honest and truthful, all right?
Okay, well, back to you. So,
Wow.
I think it's good that you listen
Mm-hmm.
in a way that, like I said, if I was to give you a quiz, would you pass it?
Mm-hmm.
But it is important. It is important to actually hear each other and to think about that, because a
Right.
lot of times when we say we're listening, we're actually thinking about, okay, what am I going to say to that? Or what am I
Right.
going to say next to that?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're really listening, you're taking in what they're saying, and not just what they're saying, but how they're saying
Yeah.
it. And sometimes you can even understand, okay, this is really important to them, or
Yes.
they're really passionate about this. And even though you may not be,
Mm-hmm.
it, and again, it goes back to knowing that person,
Yeah.
and knowing their list,
Yeah.
and knowing what's important to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can say, oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I get why this may have affected you that way,
Yeah.
why this may have triggered you
Mm-hmm.
that way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's listening, it's communication,
Mm-hmm.
it's pausing, praying.
Mm-hmm. Fellas, let me help you out, fellas. Let me help you out.
Uh-oh.
So this is what I've learned to do. Fellas, if you have someone in your life like I do, that when she says, hold up, let me talk, she will talk, brothers, and she will talk, okay? So what I had to learn to do was don't focus on what I'm going to say, but to lock into what she is saying. Lock in. And then there are words that she'll repeat that I say, oh, okay, that's really important to her. Now, I'm not saying that out of my mouth, but I'm listening. I'm really focusing on, okay, she said that 3 or 4 times. That's important to her. And so then once I hear her and once she gets everything out, and I'm still learning too, fellas, because there have been times where I've interrupted, but she would let me know, hello, you just interrupt me. And so, but when she's completely done, as a matter of fact, one time I did say, that was a lot. So let me.
Don't do that. He's still learning.
I am
He's
still learning. And so, but yeah, don't do that.
Work in progress.
So work in progress. So, but once she was done, then I was able to speak to the things that she said, not in a defensive way, but to help her understand, okay, this is what I was thinking and this is where I am. And then once we do that, it's such a beautiful thing because now we've come together and I understand her, she understands me, and then we're able to move forward together.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Move forward
Yeah.
together.
Right.
So how are we moving forward?
We are
What's the
moving
news?
forward. The news, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
And distinguished guests.
Oh, gosh.
I went down on one knee and I asked this beautiful woman to be my wife.
Yes.
Forever.
Yes.
And ever.
What'd I say, baby? What'd I say?
You said, yes, how could you not?
How could I not? How could I not? With this
Yes.
amazing man. Love of my life.
Mm.
Yes, I said yes.
And why did you say yes?
How could I not? How could I not?
Grateful for you.
God revealed to me that you are my promise.
And I, like it was yesterday I heard the Lord say, Keyne is my gift to you. And I was like, wow, Lord, I had to pray a couple times. I was like, Lord, I want to make sure I'm hearing correctly. Keyne is my gift to you. And so, yeah. And it's amazing because we never ever looked at each other like that. That we, as you all know, I was married for 28 years and was faithful
And we
to
met 26 years ago.
yes, was very faithful to Wanda. And so Keyne and I, we were sister and brother. That was it. And so once Wanda passed, I was good. I was good. And I was like, okay, God, it's me and you. But then my sister gives me a call and she reaches out just to check up on her brother and the kids. And we're talking, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking on the phone, brother and sister. But the more I was on the phone talking to this woman, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm falling in love with this woman. Is there something wrong with me? Am I just vulnerable? Am I tripping? What's happening here? And but I heard the Lord say to me, Keyne is my gift to you.
Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I heard Malcolm is my promise.
To love you is a great joy. It is amazing. I
And
am
he
so
loves
grateful.
on me.
Yes, I do.
That yes was so easy.
Mm,
So easy.
so glad.
Never been loved like this before.
Mm,
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
So,
Ooh.
the other
Yes, break it down.
great news is our wedding
Yes,
is taking place June 29th,
tomorrow.
2024, 8:30 a.m.
Yes.
You guys get to witness live. It's going to be live, broadcasted live on our YouTube channel, Life with Keyne and Malcolm.
Yes.
You will be able to watch us just exchange our vows, declare our love before God, and all of you, family, friends, and we are just so excited for this covenant.
It's going to be glorious.
It's going to be glorious.
It's going to be glorious because this is not my doing. This is not your doing. This is the Lord's doing. And we know that beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be glorious. I'm so grateful for I'm not going to share with you what we have planned, but you want to watch. We have some special guests coming in
Yes.
to help make our day glorious.
And we're excited. We are excited. And, just to see what God has done is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And for you guys to be able to witness it just gives us such joy.
And you know what? This brings me back to pause and pray. It doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen, how you feel, what you think, or who is right for you. Let me rephrase that. It does matter. However, at the end of the day, if you simply say, Lord, what is your will for me? What is your will? Who do you have for me? And listen to him. Oh my goodness. It's no matter what. Yeah, there will be challenges. Yes, there will be emotional discussions. However, I am with the one that God has designed for me.
And there may even be outside challenges.
Yes.
There may be people who may not understand.
Ooh, we had that.
Yes.
Goodness gracious.
Yes.
Oh
yes.
my! From the ones we thought really knew us too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
But it's one of those things. Do we trust God or do we trust man?
And you know what? I would rather listen to God and people be angry than listen to people and God be angry.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So we are excited. We cannot wait.
Yes.
And, you know, it doesn't stop here because after the wedding, of course, there's the honeymoon.
Yeah.
But
Woo! The
the
honeymoon.
honeymoon.
Yeah. Consummate
After,
the marriage.
wait, what?
Oh.
After
Whoa.
the wedding,
Consummate
we
the
are
marriage.
we are still going to
Consummate the marriage, right?
we are still
Okay.
we are still going to have our podcast, Life with Keyne and Malcolm, and you're going to hear more of our story. We've let
Yes.
you into some of it, but there is a lot more. And we're excited
Very
to share it with you.
Very excited. Grateful that we get to do this.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Anything else you want to share?
I think that's it
Yes,
for today. This was
yes.
good.
So you guys still don't know where we're going on our honeymoon. So you have to tune in to the
Yes.
next episode after the
Absolutely.
wedding. We're going to say bye for now.
Life
Life with Keyne and Malcolm.